What's up, people? I'm gonna have to go back in and put that title back in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back in and put the title in the right way. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Okay, yeah, because see, I got TLAK in there, so that's talk. So I'm gonna have to go back in and change the title because I'm gonna have to name the video. So I guess I'll name it a simple title. Our people of color is in a deep sleep. Our people of color is in a deep sleep. Yes, they are. So let me get right on to this bit. Let me explain just a little bit. You can look around in the world and you can pretty much tell we in a deep sleep. We are. We're in a deep sleep. When I say in a deep sleep, we are so used to being in the dark. We are so used to being in a docile state of mind until we hate. A lot of people hate the truth. A lot of our people of color, the so-called white man has trained them is to love the ways of Esau. Esau is the so-called white man. It is. Let me give you a definition of what United States means. I want to give you at least try to give you a background of what's going on. And after the Revelation 18:1, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lit with his glory. And he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the bounties of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her, even as she had rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she has filled, fill to her double. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I set a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. I set how much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Who is this talking about that will not be sorry, will not have no remorse? Think about what's going on now. The last couple of years say so. Let's just say up into the 21st century. How many of our young men have died at the BS of the so-called white man? Now, notice, I want y'all to pay attention to what I've read a whole lot here, and there's a lot to break down within these couple of verses that I just read. First, the first thing I want you to notice, and I want y'all to get this good. It says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Now, is it talking about actually laying down and having sex with somebody who's not your spouse? It goes deeper than that. It's not only just talking about that. It's talking about being in the bed with America, getting in the bed with the United States. Now, you may be saying, how can you get in the bed with the United States? All you have to do is look at Kanye West. What did he do going over there and trying to make an agreement with his enemy to get along with his enemy? This is what it's talking about when it says all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of our fornication. A lot of our people is drinking of this intoxicating wine of Esau. Esau is Babylon. It is. And that's why the Most High is pleading. He said, he cried, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. That's a warning. Because know of a surety, black man and black woman, you cannot make an agreement with your enemy. Why is y'all trying to make an agreement with y'all enemy? You can't. This is talking about white folks. Esau, white supremacy, and white folks in general. Look at Bill Cosby. If you don't believe what I'm saying, Babylon is falling. Don't think you're going to be a part of the so-called United States. United States, do you know when you call yourself African American, you're naming yourself after two white men, two pedophiles, the Roman Catholic Church and the government. That's what you're naming yourself after. And these are white men. You're naming yourself after demons. What do the Bible call them? It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God had remembered her iniquities. Let's go back up to verse 2. It said, and he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is becoming the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, in a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Babylon is the habitation of devils, demons. Babylon is the habitation of devils. What does that mean? Thus, the picture of the fallen Babylon can also be shared by is fallen and is become the habitation of devils. Has America become the habitation of devils? Renew America. God has no portables and is not. Okay, let me just go ahead on down and read this here. I do not agree with those who say America is Babylon, speaking of the book. Now that's wrong, because we clearly read in the Bible. All you have to do is look at the things that's going on here in the so-called America. So-called America is falling. We can see it's falling. Name, some of the ways that America's falling. Look at our young black men getting shot down in the streets. That's a fallen condition. Is not nothing good. That's bad. That's bad. It's nothing bad. I mean, it's nothing good. When it says Babylon the great is fallen, is becoming the habitation of devils, in the hole of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. White folks are unclean. They are the devil. So why would you want to make an agreement with your enemy? Why you want to co-sign with your enemy and sentence and Bill Cosby? All of that's Babylon. It's a place where confusion dwells. Don't go and try to date a white woman and think that you can sign up with your enemy and everything's going to be okay, because it's not. You're not going to be able to co-sign with you're not going to be able to sign up with your enemy and be in agreement with those enemies. That's why the Most High said in the New Testament, how can two walk together except they be agreeable? In First or Second Corinthians, how can two walk together except they agree? Okay, that's in Amos. How can two walk together except they be agreeable? First Corinthians 6 and 15. Let me see. And then I'm gonna go to Amos. Amos 3 and 3. You'll find it there too. I think that's Second Corinthians 6, 14 and 15. Know of a surety, people, I don't care what you do, you're not going to be able to make no agreement with your enemy. That's what according had Christ with Balaam, or what part had he that believeth in infidel? And what agreement had the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God, as God had said, I will dwell with them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from amongst them and be ye separated, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean things, and I will receive you. Okay. Amos. Amos 3 and 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? It's all dealing with Israel. So you cannot walk and make an agreement with your enemy. You can't do it. Even that there's a script in Daniel. I think it's Daniel 10. I think it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I think I had it wrong. Daniel 12. This one here in Daniel, I'm looking for, it's about the king of the north and the king of the south. Daniel was seeing that they're gonna try to come together and make an agreement, but they're not gonna be able to do so. let's look at this here. Daniel chapter 11, verse 1. Also I in the first year of Darius, the Mede, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen him. And now I will show thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet three kings in Persia. The fourth, the fourth shall be far richer than they all, and by his strength through his riches, he shall stir up against the realm of Grecian. See, Israel can never agree to come and agree with the Greeks, the Grecians, or the Greeks and the Romans. They cannot agree. Israel cannot come and agree. These nations does not have nothing in common. They all have different things in common, different things in common. They're not the same thing in common at all. And a mighty king shall stand up that shall rule with great dominion and do according to his will. That means their own opinion, their own purpose. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken and shall be divided toward the fourth winds of heaven, and not to his posterity, nor according to his dominion, which he rule, for his kingdom shall be plucked up, for even for others beside those. And the king of the south shall be strong, and one of his princes he shall be strong above him, and have dominion, have dominant, and his dominant shall be a great dominant. And and in the end of the years they shall join themselves together. They shall join themselves together for the king's daughter of the south, and shall come to the king of the north to make an agreement. But she shall not retain the power of the arm, neither shall he stand nor his arm, but she shall be given up, and they that brought her, he that begotten her, and he that strengtheneth her in these times. But out of a breach of her roots shall one stand up, and his estate, which shall come with an army, and shall enter into the fortress of the king of the north, and shall deal against them, and shall prevail, and shall also carry captive the captives unto Egypt, their gods, with their princes, and with their precious vessels of silver and of gold, and he shall continue more years than the king of the north. So the king of the south shall come unto his kingdom, and shall return unto his own land. But his son shall be stirred up, and shall assemble a multitude of great force. And one shall certainly come and overflow and pass through. Then shall he return and be stirred up, even to his fortress. And the king of the south shall be moved and with claw, and shall come forth and fight with him, even with the king of the north. And he shall set forth a great multitude, but the multitude shall be given unto his hand. And when he had taken away the multitude, his heart shall be lifted up, and he shall cast down many 10,000, but he shall not be strengthened by it. For the king of the north shall return, and shall set forth a multitude greater than the former, and shall certainly come after certain years with a great army, with much riches. See all of this here? Now I might have to skip, but y'all gonna have to probably just go back and read it for yourself. It says, so the king of the north shall come and cast a mountain and take the most fenced cities, and the armies of the south shall not withstand, neither his his choice people, neither shall there be any strength to withstand. But he that cometh against him shall do according to his own will, and none shall stand before him. And he shall stand in the glorious land, which by his hand shall be consumed. It said, but he that cometh against him shall do according to his own will, and none shall stand before him. And he shall stand and he shall stand in the glorious land. In the glorious land, that's talking about the land of Jerusalem, which by the hand shall be consumed. See that? So I'm trying to find the actual point to meet with that, because it's talking about the king of the north and the king of the south. And I'm talking about how can two kingdoms come, Israel and Greece and the Medes and the Persians and Babylon. Those kingdoms cannot stand. Israel's kingdom is different from all them other kingdoms. The United States, the so-called United States, is Babylon. So there is no way in the world that we can make an agreement with all these, with Donald Trump. None of them people. You see what Kanye West is doing. You see what happened to Bill Cosby, right? Do y'all see what happened to Bill Cosby? Meaning that it's saying that you cannot come to no agreement with Babylon. The so-called white man is Babylon. The so-called white man is Esau. Esau is Babylon. Is Babylon the Great. You see what I'm saying? Babylon the Great is Esau, the so-called white man. There is no way in the world you can marry the women's of the house of Esau, Esau woman, and expect to prosper with that nation. Because if you try to come together and mingle your kingdoms with Esau, you're going to see the difference. You already should see that when Dylann Roof went into that church in 2015 and shot and killed 9 black people in cold blood, and people sitting there talking about praying. What you praying for? You praying, and a white boy was able to walk into a church and shoot and kill 9 black people and wound others and killed 9 people, shot them and killed them in cold blood. And you sitting up there telling me that we supposed to love them and we supposed to come together and make an agreement with these people? Get out of here with that. There is no way in the world you can stand up and agree with your enemy. Your enemy is shooting and killing you down, killing us, killing our young men. They also harassing us whether we walking or driving. They pulling a lot of our people of color over and giving them tickets. That should tell you something right there. Becky don't love you. The so-called Esau don't love you. We're not looking for him, but it's letting you know. And through Bill Cosby, that should be a wake-up call. Now they're trying to bring Mr. Marvin Freeman down. So all of that supposed to be a wake-up call for us as a people of color. If not, I don't know what it's going to take. All right. I'm not going to have time to go back and read it all, but I'm going to read this here. All right. Let me see if I can. Daniel chapter, let's see here. Daniel, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm giving it to you right. Daniel chapter 11 and verses, I'm going to try it right here. Daniel chapter 11, verse 36. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods. That's talking about the God of Israel. And shall prosper until the end of the nation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all, the Most High. But in his state shall he honor the God of force, a God whom his fathers knew not, shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. That's the purpose of the king of the north and the king of the south. They're gonna come against the holy covenant. At the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind with chariots and with horsemen and with many ships, and he shall enter into the countries and shall overflow and pass over. He shall enter also into the glorious land. That's talking about the land of Jerusalem. And many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab, and the chief of the children of Ammon. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape, but he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt and Libya, and Ethiopians shall be at his steps. But the tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many. He shall plant the tabernacle of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. See that? That's what it's saying. So the king of the south shall come unto his kingdom, and shall return unto his own land. But his son shall be stirred up, and shall assemble a multitude of great force, and one shall certainly come and overflow and pass through them. Then shall he return and be stirred up even to his fortress. All right, let's look at. Then he shall turn his face toward the fort of his own land, but he shall stumble and fall and not be found. Then shall stand up his estate, a raising of taxes in the glory of the kingdom, but within a few days he shall be destroyed, neither in anger nor in battle. Okay, I think the part I'm trying to read where it talks about he's gonna try to come and make an agreement with the king's daughter. Let's look at this here. And the king, okay, Daniel chapter 11, verse 5. And the king of the south shall be strong, and one of his princes, he shall be strong above him, and have dominion. His dominion shall be a great dominion. And the end of the years they shall join themselves to the kings, to the king. They shall join themselves together, for the king's daughter of the south shall come to the king of the north to make an agreement, but she shall not retain the power of the arm, neither shall he stand nor his arm, but she shall be given up, that they brought her, and he that begotten her, he that strengtheneth her in these times. But out of a branch of her roots shall one stand up in his estate, which shall come with an army, and shall enter into the forest of the king of the north, and shall deal against them, and shall prevail. Okay, they're gonna try to come together with these kingdoms, and they're gonna try to make an agreement, but they're not gonna be able to do so. All right, now let me go back to Revelation. Revelation chapter 18. Now let's go right back here and look right here. It says, Revelation 18:4, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God had remembered her iniquity. Reward her even as she had rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. Now listen to this here. Now I read a lot of things here. Now it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. Okay, what it's saying is, do not be partakers with the United States against your people, the people of Israel. That's what it's saying. Do not be partakers along with Donald Trump. Do not be partakers along with that. Don't go along with that, because that is Babylon. That is confusion. He said you don't want to be partakers when China and all them other nations come over here and with the nuclear bombs and destroy America. Because see, if a lot of them white people, excuse me, if a lot of them black people is still being Uncle Toms and coons and defending their oppressors and stuff, they're gonna die right along with them, just like the children of Israel did in the days of old. They're gonna die right along with that white man, defending the white man. They're gonna die right along over here when they come over here and bomb up America and destroy this place, the so-called America. Because this place is wicked. It's gonna be destroyed just like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what this is saying. When you're reading all this stuff in Revelation and Daniel and like I just read in Revelation, all of that is prophecy. All of that is prophecy. It's telling. I can go on and on with all this stuff, but you all, if you just read it in your spare time, and you'll get it. Yeah, this is what this is talking about. Now listen to this here. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she is filled to her double. Now what is that cup? That cup is nothing more than the false teachings, as such as the false teachings are the denominations. The false teachings is Baptists, Methodists, Catholics, Seventh-day Adventists. All of those denominations was created by the so-called white man. African American was created by Leo Anacondas. That's right. And you're following a man by the name of Leo Anacondas. That's what you're following. African American was created in 1985. So we are older than that. We was here way before 1980, before African American. African was named after a white man. And America was named after it's white supremacy. So when you name yourself African American, you're naming yourself after two white men, which are two pedophiles. If you say that you are Baptist or I'm a Methodist, you're naming yourself after a religious pedophile. I think the Seventh-day Adventist Church was created in 1863, something like that. 1863 is when it was created, and it was created by a so-called white man. I think that was William Miller. Who created Seventh-day Adventists?
Seventh-day Adventist Church was founded by Ellen G. White, Joseph Bates, James Springer White, and others.
Joseph Bates and James Springer White. It's plain and simple. You can Google this up. I'm just trying to show it up as far as I could. This is what you follow. History of Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Seventh-day Adventist Church had its roots in the Millerites movement of the 1830s. Okay, 1830s to the 1840s. During the period of the Second Great Awakening, was officially founded in 1863. I had it right. I had it right then. Bingo for myself. I had it right. I said it right. Y'all knew I was right when I said that. That's why it's good to do research, people. Now, I feel good. I came across that. I say, I finally got it right, man. I finally got it right. Yes, in 1863. Now, wait a minute. Okay, let me read. I tell you what, let me read it again. Listen to this here. The Seventh-day Adventist Church had its roots in the Millerites movements of the 1830s to the 1840s. It was created during the early 1840s. During the early 1840s, during the period of the Second Great Awakening, and was officially founded in 1863. The prominent figures in the early church included Hiram Henderson, James Springer White, husband to Ellen G. White, Joseph Bates, and J. N. Andrews. Over the insidious decades that the church explained from its original base in the New England to become an international organization, significant development, such the reviews entitled by evangelical Donald Burnhouse and Martin, and in the let's see here, in the 20th century, led to its recognition as a Christian denomination. Foundation 1798, 1820s. The Second Great Awakening, a revival movement in the United States, took place in the early 19th century. The Second Great Awakening was stimulated by the foundation of many Bible societies, which sought to address the problem of a lack of portable Bibles. The spreading of the Bible allowed many who had not had one to be able to purchase and study it themselves rather than just hear it preached, and led to the establishment of many reforming movements designing to remedy the evils of society before the anticipating second coming of Jesus Christ. Many religious minorities movements formed out of the Congregational Presbyterian, and the Baptist and the Methodist churches. Some of these movements held beliefs that would later be adopted by the Seventh-day Adventists. See that? All right, hold on. Who was James Springer White?
According to Wikipedia, James Springer White, also known as Elder White, was a co-founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and husband of Ellen G. White.
James Springer White, also known as Ellen White, was a co-founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church and the husband of Ellen G. White. Wikipedia. Look at that. See, a lot of people don't do their own research. James Springer White, August the 4th, 1821. August the 6th, 1881, in Battle Creek, Michigan, also known as Ellen G. White, was a co-founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And the establishment of Ellen G. White in 1849, he started the first Sabbatarian Adventist periodical entitled The Present Truth. Now, the Adventist Review in 1855, he relocated the center of the movement of Battle Creek, Michigan. In 1863, played a pivotal role in the formal organization of the denomination. See that? This is when the Seventh-day Adventist Church started in 1863. You see what I'm saying? Who created Eastside Pentecostal Church of God in Christ?
According to Wikipedia, John C. Sinclair, an early Pentecostal pastor in Chicago and a former Assemblies of God presbyter, served as the first moderator. The Pentecostal Assemblies of the USA was dissolved in 1922, and the organization resumed under the name Pentecostal Church of God.
The Pentecostal the Pentecostal Eastside Pentecostal Church was established in 1922. Who is the president bishop of the Church of God in Christ? Charles E. Banks. Bishop Charles E. Banks assuming leadership and elected president Baptist bishop of the church after the death of Bishop G.E. Patterson. In March of 2007, Bishop Black, B-L-A-K, Bishop Blank is the senior pastor of the West Angleton Cathedral, COGIC, Los Angeles. West Angeles Cathedral in Los Angeles, Church of God in Christ. The Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal holiness, Christian denomination, and predominantly African Americans. Membership. The denomination reports having more than 12,000 churches and over 605 million members of the United States. 6.5 million members. I'm sorry, over 6.5 million members in the United States. The National Council of Church ranks it as the 5th largest Christian denomination in the U.S. So the Seventh-day Adventist Church was created in 1863. Seventh-day Adventist Church was created in 1863.
According to Wikipedia, the Seventh-day Adventist Church had its roots in the Millerite movement of the 1830s to the 1840s during the period of the Second Great Awakening and was officially founded in 1863. Prominent figures in the early church included Hiram Edson, James Springer White, Joseph Bates, and J.N.
was Joseph Bates. Some of the words was pretty hard. Who is the founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church? Ellen G. White, Joseph Bates, James Springer White, J.N. Andrews is the co-founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Ellen G. White, Joseph Bates, James Springer White. What nationality was Joseph Bates?
Joseph Bates's nationality is American.
Joseph Bates is a European.
Seventh-day Adventist Church was founded by Ellen G. White, Joseph Bates, James Springer White, and others.
All these people was white American. So y'all better know what y'all following. Joseph Bates was a cult leader. They ain't gonna tell you that though. Who were cult leaders in America? Combination a charismatic personality with Frederick inside of five of the most infamous cult American history. According to the American Heritage Dictionary, a cult is a religion or religious leader of the Manson family, Charleston influence, the murders of nine. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. I hit that. Okay. Yeah, that's a cult leader. Nearly 25 years have passed since the horror and Waco, yet many still wonder how a cult like the Branch Davis, and leader David Koresh could hold such incredible influence over its followers. According to the American Heritage Dictionary, a cult is is a religion or a religious sect generally considered to be extremist or false, with its followers often living in unconversional manner under the guidance of authoritatives and the charismatic leader like Koresh. This was David Koresh. I think David Koresh was a Seventh-day Adventist, I believe. I believe, I'm not. Was David Koresh a Seventh-day Adventist? David Koresh stated that Pastor Paul Tom King, BUC, British United Conference Director of Communication, has fixed the media stated that the Seventh-day Adventist Church decisions disassociates itself from the Davis Select and its teachings. As it happened, that was a serious misjudgment, prophesying that this would be the restored kingdom of David in Palestine. Founded the Davis Seventh-day Adventist charged his name to David and began his quest. Koresh offers the property at the Koresh offered the property at gunpoint in 1985. After spread in 2 years, regrouping Palestine, Texas, Koresh returned to MT, whatever that is. Branches, Davis and Adventist. See, all of these things was created by David Koresh. David Koresh, all of this is white supremacy. All this is false. "20 years after the Waco, tragically, What have Adventists learned? Let's see. I'm just trying to get it to come up. Okay, I'm not going. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop it right here. But what did I name this video? Our people are in a deep sleep. Our people of color is in a deep sleep. Our people of color is in a deep sleep. Peace.